That was crazy. Here comes all the police, huh? You hear the cops? You think those were shots?
Steve, wait, start a video. Wait,
I'm live.
You're live?
Yeah.
You're live?
Good evening. Thank you guys for joining us. Just a few minutes ago, seconds ago, upon me starting this live video, you could hear gunshots right on the other side, right here from where my partner and I are at right now. Just gunshots. Pra, 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 pra. I honestly could not react fast enough. We literally heard them right here on the other side of this fence. We had to kind of duck down to the ground, and I just could not react fast enough. And you can hear all the police that is about to start arriving here on the other side. What's up, Bean? How you doing? Thank you guys for joining us. This is your friend Conservative Anthony and Oscar El Blue. We are out here at the Santa Fe International Port of Entry, downtown El Paso, where we were actually waiting on a train to come through. And upon us waiting out here, gunshots completely just ran off over there, non-stop. It was kind of creepy. We kind of just, to be on the safe side, ducked behind the Jeep. And again, I couldn't react fast enough to catch them on video, but I was able to go live right a few seconds after they stopped. You can hear the police on the other side that are about to start arriving somewhere over here. I've never heard anything like that, really. Unfortunately,
I'm pretty familiarized with that sound. How's everybody doing? We're live right here at, I don't know which bridge is this, but I'm really familiarized with that. That is like an AK-47 kind of sound. Those ones are particularly used by the organized crime, the cartel. And you know, that was an execution. I assure myself that I was an execution to somebody. I hear them all the time in my city, in Tijuana, and you can hear a lot of sirens right now. So probably you have somebody on the other side that is badly hurt, or you know, to be honest with you guys, somebody just got assassinated on the other side of Juarez.
And we are going to keep up with this story, and tomorrow, once it is reported in Ciudad Juarez, we will bring it first to you guys, so you guys can see that it was pretty wild. There's all the police on the other side, all the sirens. Of course, they took their time. They don't want to get there too early. For those of you guys that are watching, can you guys hear the sirens on your phones? There's a homeless man here that I'm gonna try to talk to. Hold on, guys, because he heard him too. How you doing, boss? Did you hear those gunshots?
Huh?
Did you hear those gunshots?
Yeah, sound like small caliber.
Yeah, huh?
Small caliber. Sound good though.
They sound pretty solid.
That's where I'm from, man.
Yeah. Has the train passed by here yet today?
Oh yeah.
From Juarez? Yeah.
Actually, if they come through that gate there,
It's about to come right now.
they can go south
Uh-huh.
to Texas.
Right.
They don't have to go over into Mexico.
Oh, okay. It's just the last time that we were out here, I was recording a train coming in from Juarez, and they started catching a bunch of people that were hidden underneath the cargo area. So,
I didn't know that.
yeah, no, a bunch of them hide under the cargo. So, I'm thinking because the security guard from BNSF just showed up and several Border Patrol agents, we're about to be getting a train through here. So, you'll probably...
Did they tell you anything about the gunshots?
No, I just barely heard them right now.
Might alleviate some bipolar.
So the police is already on the other side, guys. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I don't know if you guys can tell.
Yeah, every time you come here with that Jeep, man, my polarity goes out. I transfer from Channel 7 Action News in Detroit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
That's a hell of a, it's got to be the end of America. It is, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. This is your friend Conservative Anthony and Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice. And we are out here at the Santa Fe International Port of Entry, guys, where we are awaiting for a train to come through. For those of you guys that might be familiar with my work, there's been times when we've been out there, you can hear the train. We're actually waiting on a train to come in from Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, into the United States. Upon the train coming in to the United States from Ciudad Juarez, it usually comes with people hidden within the train, under the cargo space and all sorts of good stuff. So we're waiting here for the train to come through, and we are waiting for Border Patrol agents to begin arriving to start the inspection on the train. And if you guys remember the other night, we were out here and they were pulling and apprehending people off of the trains. Really, honestly, when I'm out here with you guys and all the audience is out here with me, feels like a Cops episode. Really, it's all completely unscripted and you just see it raw for yourself, what is really happening at our southern border. So thank you guys for joining. I appreciate all of you guys sharing this video. We are going to stay live here no matter how long we have to wait for the train to come through here. I know it's probably in the process of crossing through. So we're going to continue the coverage until the train comes through here. You guys are more than welcome to grab a snack and hang out with us for a little while. Live PD. Anybody know this guy wandering around over here?
It's crazy.
That honestly gave me the chills, man. It woke him up too. It woke up the homeless from his sleep.
Usually I told you, like, hey, you know what,
I was looking for the fireworks. familiar with those
Yeah.
ones. So we're gonna hang out with the gentleman that is camping out here. Apparently he says he's from Detroit. Yeah, there's a bunch of units over there on the other side now. Makes me want to walk up to the bridge, bro, so we could look down. We would walk through here. We would walk through that way, up the bridge, and back down.
That happened like right here.
That happened right there where the police are at right now. Look at that. And they roll in a caravan, a bunch of them. They don't roll alone, huh?
No. Not at all.
So you're from Detroit, man?
Yeah.
What are you doing down here?
Actually, my father lived in Detroit,
Uh-huh.
and he got in a situation. I was born in Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
I was born in Phnom Penh in Vietnam, and I made it back on a ship
Uh-huh.
when I was 2 years old.
Uh-huh.
And they told me the ship's going to sink. But they said, a helicopter, we got a helicopter, we'll get you out. But they couldn't fly me into the United States because they were communists. So they flew me over there. I came through the river when I was 2.
Oh,
I
dang.
came through the river here, man.
Oh,
this
dang.
is the end
Oh,
of
wow.
global magnetics.
Uh-huh.
Level 12 in global combat is the end of security level. That's in Detroit.
Uh-huh.
But the Global Mercantile Department of War and the Global Mercantile is level 8. It's El Paso, man.
Oh.
One day they're going to find out they got a flying saucer here. Yeah, it's going to be the only thing that saves anyone. Either that or you got to wait for the dog to turn into God.
Hey, you ain't got money for food right now, huh?
Oh, no, I do. I graduated journalism, man, as a journalist.
Here you go. Here you go.
Hey, thank you.
You got a hamburger or something like that.
Hell yeah. I graduated journalism in Saigon, man. I grew up, when I got to the United States, my papers were from Vietnam. And they said, my papers said, I have to live in the United States, but I have constant return. I have to fly back. When I was that big, man, I was using an M16 in Vietnam. So I graduated journalism in Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
I had a problem here with them, man, because they got recordings from me to transfer to people for education. So I had to fly to Iraq, man. To graduate from 12th grade, I had to graduate in Iraq.
Dang, bro. Uh-oh. I hear the train. We hear the train.
What a coincidence that happened when the train was going to come on. It's kind of fishy.
That is kind of weird.
It's kind of weird, but it might be two different things, but it's...
Yeah, it might be completely unrelated, but it just seems weird how it happened right before the train's making its way down this way. I think it is the train from Mexico that's coming. Otherwise, we would have seen the train on the American side already through here, but we can't see anything, so there's no train on this side. Therefore, we're hearing the train blow its horn on the other side of the actual physical wall here at the border. And so it is going to be coming in from Mexico that way, behind the border, and in through that particular gap. And that you guys see right there, that's actually an X-ray machine. So you guys will actually have an operator right here where I'm pointing my finger at, up on top with a flashlight, running the machine and also flashing down onto the train that is passing through here, trying to apprehend hidden individuals, smugglers, or narcotics that are being put on the train. And So you'll have an operator up on those stairs right there, and then you'll have several Border Patrol agents down here on the floor looking up under the carriage of the train, trying to apprehend individuals that cling onto the bottom of the train as they try to cross illegally into the United States. And that right there is the International Port of Entry. That is actually the bridge, the Santa Fe International Port of Entry. That is the entrance from Mexico into the United States, right there. So the train, we heard it already, is being warmed up on the other side. We're gonna keep this feed going, waiting for it to come on through. Obviously, we heard those gunshots, and we don't want to have to log back in case something else happens across the border. So we're gonna keep this feed running for you guys. Oh yeah. As soon as Border Patrol agents, you see there's two of them over here. As soon as we heard the gunshots right around here, the Border Patrol agent said, "Shoo." I don't blame them. I don't blame them. We are in El Paso, Texas right now, and we are waiting for the train to come in from Ciudad Juarez so that we can witness the inspection, and so I can show you guys how individuals try to cross illegally by clinging onto the bottom carriage of the train, or they hide in the carts, and Border Patrol agents and Custom Border Protection will be out here pulling them off of the train for you guys to witness. Some of them actually try to run sometimes, so you guys want to stick around, you guys are more than welcome to hang out here with us. Like I said, I don't want to cut the feed just in case something else happens out here at the border. It'll take too long to bring it back to life, so we're gonna keep this live feed running for you guys. This is actually downtown. We're actually downtown. There's the International Port of Entry, Santa Fe. Oh, now it's been changed to Paso del Norte. I apologize. Paso del Norte International Port of Entry, formerly known as Santa Fe International Port of Entry. So, prior to us being able to go live, over there was multiple gunshots, possibly around 30, 40 rounds, and really loud. I've never heard gunshots like that. So they sounded really close, so we kind of panicked. We kind of dropped down here next to the Jeep, because I mean, you don't know what's happening on the other side, or if they're shooting across. So we started the live stream immediately after the gunshots stopped. You want to say anything, Blue? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother. Take it over.
Let me just walk a little bit, okay? How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Never News. How's everybody doing? We came right here because there's a lot of activity later on with the train. When the train comes over here, there's a lot of corruption that has to do with the train and the organized crime in Juarez. Unfortunately, these kind of situations, you see them on a daily basis in Tijuana. You see them a lot on a daily basis in Tijuana, these kind of shootings, these kind of mass shootings that they're happening. They're random shootings that, they happen in immediate seconds. And, for Anthony, it was kind of new to hear them. But immediately as we were right here at the Jeep, and it started sounding like firecrackers, I told him, let's film right now. Let's film right now. They're shooting. And like, no. And he started hearing it more. And immediately we started seeing, cars You can see that they were accelerating and more shooting. This kind of situation, it is for us that we live in Mexico. And unfortunately for us that we live in Mexico, it's pretty normal. It's pretty normal for us. Unfortunately, it's pretty normal. And this goes out to everybody. And today was unfortunate. But look, these are more units moving around right here. Right now, you see one right there. And you're going to see more units. There's another one with a big light right there moving. So this, this is unfortunate what happens. And this, for everybody that is watching, this tells you a lot how insecure the country of Mexico is, how it is a reality that we have a problem with insecurity in our country of Mexico, how Juarez is on the top 5 of cities of the world that are with violence and delinquency. That is, Juarez is on the number top 5, Tijuana is the number 1 of violence and delinquency, and how Mexico is number 1 for cartel activity and number 1 for narco cartel activity in the world, the country that more cartel activity in the world. So this practically tells you, it gives you a scenario that this situation what we just encountered, what Anthony just encountered right now, and what he just saw and what he just heard is a reality of Mexico. It's a reality of Mexico. Mexico is going through this kind of situations because we have a socialist president that has a lot of agreements and corruption with the cartel. It has a lot of agreements and corruption with, with a lot of organized crime. And it's really difficult to control the organized crime, and it's really difficult to control the cartel when you have a leader of a president that has agreements with the organized crime. Now, immediately the units from the Border Patrol started going back and forth. You see one right there moving to the left side, and you see another one that was standing right here all the way to the right. And immediately their reaction was to protect the border, right? That is the immediate reaction of the Border Patrol, to protect the border and to protect, the other side that is in the United States of America. This happened real close to where we were standing right here at the Jeep. And it sounded, the gunshots started sounding real close. Unfortunately, we didn't catch, the exact moment where it was happening. But as evidence, tomorrow we will, catch up into the information of what happened on the other side of the border, and also we will give you guys actually how many, if there's casualties for the number of gunshots that we heard, and for the amount of of gunshots that we heard. I bet that there's casualties. It's normal for these kind of things that they happen. It is just, it is part of, fights between the organized crime. You see more units arriving right there on the other side. As you see one right there, and you see another one. You see another one. You see 1, 2, 3, 4. You see more units arriving, and then they're going to the perimeter. Next to what they do when this kind of situations happen, they secure the perimeter. They're going to close this side probably. I don't know what is the name of this road right here, Anthony and Juarez? I have no idea. But they're going to close this road, and they're going to close the other one that connects. That is, practically what they do after there's a situation like this, serious situation. But this, it for everybody. This is the reality. This is the reality of Mexico. This is why Trump has designated the cartel, COVID related. Everything is COVID. That's funny. This is why Trump has designated the cartels as terrorist groups. And, as soon as Trump, the president of the United States, started designating the cartels as terrorist groups, AMLO started saying like, no, back up. Don't designate them as terrorist groups because, my agreements in my pockets are going to get, affected. As soon as you start designating a group that is, an organized crime group, and you designate them as terrorist groups, immediately the Interpol and a lot of organizations, international organizations, are going to get involved in our country. It's not only the government of Mexico, but it's a lot of people. So what AMLO and the government of Mexico doesn't want Trump to designate them as terrorist groups, because if he designates them as terrorist groups, there's a done deal with agreements underneath the table for a lot of politicians and a lot of crooked and parasite politicians that we have in our country of Mexico. So these kind of situations, they occurred unfortunately on a daily basis in our country of Mexico. Today I'm in Juarez. Today I'm in El Paso. How's everybody doing? God bless everybody. Yes. Today we arrived to El Paso, and we're over here in the United States of America. And today, and your Memorial Day, my God, how to spiced up the day with gunshots. But this is what happens in the border, and this is really what amazingly it happens on a day basis in our country because of the arrangements and the agreements with the cartel. That is one of the most difficult things to handle. So I will pass the live feed to my partner, and he's going to continue, giving you guys an explanation. I don't know if he wants to walk a little bit on the bridge, if he wants to do that or not. Whatever you want to do, if you want to walk a little bit, or if you just you're going to stay here to see what's, because we can get a better glimpse over there, but whatever you want to do. But here's Anthony. Keep explaining the live feed.
There you go.
La cámara.
It's over there in the Jeep. Howdy, y'all. Thank you guys for joining us. This is your friend Conservative Anthony. For those of you guys just jumping on the feed, just joining us, just a few minutes ago, we had arrived here. We're waiting on the crossing of a train so we can show you guys how the inspection happens and how our Border Patrol agents make apprehensions and pull these individuals off the train that cling on to the bottom part of the train as the train is moving. And as we were waiting here, gunshots rang off like crazy. I've never heard that many gunshots all at once, just like that in real life. It was kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Look it up there. That's immigration right there. Customs Border Protection van. They might be closing the border, guys. They might be shutting it down. I'll check. We're gonna be out here and we're gonna be keeping you guys posted. Anyways, so we were out here waiting for the train crossing to happen, and all of a sudden gunshots rang off like crazy in this particular area. I've never been in a situation like that, so I didn't have the response that I expected to have to just randomly go live. But we're gonna continue the feed until we catch the train coming through here, guys, and we're not gonna cut it because something might happen here, so we want to keep you guys on here in case something does happen. Get it on tape. This is the International Port of Entry, the Paso del Norte International Port of Entry, and this to my right. If you go right, you go into Ciudad Juarez downtown. And if you go left on this bridge, then you end up in downtown El Paso, Texas. See the flag? That is a halfway point. From that half this way, it's El Paso. From that halfway that way, it's Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. So we're gonna wait it out for the train, guys. That was our main purpose of coming out here. It kind of feels like live PD almost when you're out here, when I'm doing these live streams and you have Border Patrol agents doing their job. I mean, it's just raw, it's what's currently happening down here at our southern border. And I feel it's important to share that message, to show people and show the rest of the country in particular, not so much Texas, but further states up north, because a lot of these people feel that this is not happening anymore. They feel, oh, whatever, it's not happening. It's all about the coronavirus right now. But while we're struggling with the coronavirus, we're still struggling with illegal aliens trying to come across our border every single day. And this particular area where I am at is actually a hotspot, guys. It's actually a hotspot because the wall, as you guys can see it, that orange looking wall continues. But then it stops right over there behind that Border Patrol truck. So individuals literally walk through the river, around the wall, and then they make their way right in that little passway. And they run into this neighborhood that I've taken you guys multiple times in. Huh? What? Look at this guy. Everybody know this guy? Where? Oh yeah. Look, hey, for those of you guys. Oh, he's a vandal. He is vandalizing those posts out in the middle of nowhere. These are cool right here, though. Look.
Yeah, that one, I took a picture of it.
This is for my Border Patrol buddies. Honestly, that's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. Oh, goodness. It's that way, so...
We were coming for a whole different reason, and we ended up watching or hearing.
We were actually not even here for these gunshots. We were actually here waiting for the train. We weren't even planning on going live until the train actually passes through here. But man, those gunshots, that was pretty creepy, guys. I've never heard that many gunshots just blast off all at once, ever in my life. Bianca, you read my mind. It's that way when they come through here and they see Agüero and they recognize it at the polls. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding.
Got more units moving over.
Look at all those units.
So tomorrow, the people that they're listening, that they're from El Paso, and you guys like to know what's going on in Juarez, you guys just go to your newspaper. What is it? El Diario? It's El Diario El Paso, huh?
Right.
But I don't know which one is from Juarez, the newspaper.
El Diario. Tomorrow we'll share with you guys the news or the report that's going to be printed out of what happened here tonight. Reach out to some colleagues across the border and see if they have anything for us.
And if you guys want to confirm that information, because there's going to be people that are like, oh my God, they're making it up. We're not making it up, really. I'm not.
We'll share with you guys the article tomorrow. It was pretty ugly. Especially, you know what? I think the thing is that it sounded like such a big echo because we're under this right here. So it just sounds that much louder, being that we were so close to the action.
I want to say hi to everybody over here. Hi to everybody. Thank you for all your support. We're here again in the city of El Paso, beautiful city of El Chuco. Again with my partner right here, doing some investigative reporting. Thank you so much for all your support. And happy Memorial Day
Oh, that's right.
to everybody. Happy Memorial Day to
Let us not forget the reason of Memorial Day. Is to remember those people that gave the ultimate sacrifice. And it does not go unnoticed. So God bless those angels, those fallen heroes, and all of their family members.
and support your homeless veterans. You know that they need your support in your country. The problem right here is that we digress, and we also you also don't put that much attention, Anthony. As I was, I'm always consistent with this. Mexico has 4 cities on the top 5 for violence and delinquents of the world. One of them is Juarez. And we just presence, a situation that is commonly in Juarez. As you see, life is just as normal as it is in Juarez. If that shooting would have happened over here in the United States, oh my God, it would have been something like, oh my God, let's take away their Second Amendment.
Yeah, it's something very normal over there, very casual.
Yes, and that tells you a lot about the violence how has been increasing with this recent president, that is AMLO. More than 34,000 murders in the first year of his government. That tells you a lot about how the president has a lot of arrangements with the cartel organizations, with the organized crime. That tells you a lot that what they're saying to President Trump, that the violence is decreasing, that everything is being handled, that child trafficking is being handled, that the caravans are going to be stopped, that don't designate the cartels as terrorists because there's going to be a lot of problems. That tells you a lot about these common situations that we just encountered right now, and they're continually occurring every day, and people don't put attention to that as what is that is really important because it's a border and it's close to your city.
Right. And for those of you guys that are on here, if you're from El Paso, I encourage you guys to help us elect Irene Armendariz Jackson. She is currently running for Congress for District 16, and we need her to get in there and do the right thing for our city. So all of you, all 725 of you watching, vote for Irene Armendariz Jackson. That lady is sane. She's completely sane. She knows exactly what she's talking about. She is a Border Patrol wife, so she is very familiar. And she's born and raised here in El Paso. And that's exactly the kind of person that we need. Somebody that can actually relate to living down here and to the culture. Somebody that knows El Paso, that has been here, not just somebody random that just as a hobby wants to run for Congress or has nothing better to do and decides that wants to run. Irene is for the people. Irene will do things right for all of El Paso, including securing the wall and giving our Border Patrol agents the much, much help that they need right now. So vote for Irene Armendariz Jackson. Bianca, we'll get her on. We'll give her an interview. Absolutely. I'll talk to her. Blas, if you can contact Bianca Gracia. She's on the feed right now. She's commenting on there. Set up an appointment so we could give her an interview. And then Blas and I will set something up sometime tomorrow or Wednesday for the interview that we've been wanting to talk about, that we've been talking about. show you. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm not supposed to be crossing. So as you guys can see, the wall actually ends. I'm not supposed to be over here, but the wall actually ends right there. So people come in through Juarez and just run through here, straight at me. They run straight at me from that particular area, and then they make their way over here. And there's a perimeter that they're running on. That's where the shooting happened just a few minutes ago. 20-30 minutes ago, that shooting just happened right there. And then that is the entrance for the train that we are waiting for. The train should be coming sometime soon. We will be bringing it to you guys. And that is a X-ray machine. It's an X-ray sensor, and it helps Border Patrol and Customs Border Protection in being able to detect individuals that are on the train or narcotics that have been placed on the train last minute prior to entrance into the United States. There are currently 0 gun rights in Mexico. Is that right, Oscar?
Yes.
Guns are prohibited over there, aren't they?
Well, we got an article of the Constitution, is Article 10 of the Constitution, that is the one that it gives us the right to hold a gun, or to own a gun. But there's a lot of regulations in comparison to the United States. It's really difficult to own a gun because of the lack of culture. A lot of restrictions they have put, and one of them is that for you to own a gun in Mexico, you have to go to a particular exam. Also have your military service. That is a requirement since when you turn 18. And other than that, you go to Sedena. That is the organization from the military that gives the authorization on which gun can you be owning. And then after that, they can tell you which places you can take it, which places you're not, how many meters away from school you can be carrying a gun. There's a lot of restrictions, so it's practically impossible. It's not impossible, but it's really difficult to own a gun. So that's why there's a lot of corruption with guns in the in Mexico. A lot of people buy guns under the table. A lot of people, they buy guns from used guns, and this is what happens, that you don't have a control. As Mexicans, one of the most unfortunate things is that we don't fight for our amendment or our constitutional right to own a gun. And that is what happens when you have that we are run now by a socialist president, and he practically owns everything that the citizens have the freedom to be taken. Now our constitution is being stepped on, and they're violating a lot of rights of our constitution. So that's practically why Article 10 of the Constitution, but it's really difficult.
And it kind of goes hand in hand, though, because they're kind of doing the same thing here in the United States. They no longer educate our youth as far as any of our rights, any of our Constitution. And they don't educate our youth and any of that. So they're watering down the fact that we have this piece of paper of what we should be going by. Mm-hmm. Basically like a golden Bible almost, so to speak. We should always be abiding by the Constitution. Always, no matter what, no matter if there's a pandemic, whatever it is, we should never disregard it. And it seems like the education system here in America is depleting all of that, and it's little by little moving that out of their, I don't want to say indoctrination, but out of their education system. I don't hear any kids coming home, oh, I was learning about the Constitution and the First Amendment and the Second Amendment all the way up to the 14th. You don't hear any of that. So exactly how it has happened in Mexico, little by little, it's gonna be happening. It's gonna trickle on down over here too.
And remember what I told you, that the government of Mexico, because they're letting in the United Nations and they're letting in the World Health Organization and they're letting in human rights. Right now, they're teaching in schools how the Constitution there's a Constitution now for people to Google it, or Article of Rights of the United Nations. There already is like a so-called Constitution, and they are comparing it to the Constitution of Mexico. Look at that. So it's crazy how they are teaching our children how Article 1 of the Constitution of the United Nations compares to the Article so-and-so of the Constitution of Mexico. So they are trying to blend them in to make one. So that's coming over here to the United States. If you guys don't stop all these Democrats, socialists, liberals, progressive, left radicals, that they want to have all this globalist agenda in your country.
Well,
Really nice weather.
it's really nice out here tonight, quite honestly.
Take away the fact of the firecrackers, but it's
I swear, guys, when I heard the I was literally looking up at the sky trying to see if I found some fireworks. All of a sudden, Blue was close to rolling on the floor. I look over and this guy's hiding under the Jeep. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, those were gunshots. So I squat down next to him.
tomorrow we will have more live video for you guys.
Oh, tomorrow we're bringing it. We're bringing it tomorrow. We're bringing it tomorrow.
For you guys, and pictures and live video, and a lot of things that we're gonna have for you guys tomorrow. So be sure to tune in tomorrow as we are gonna be broadcasting for you guys more information
There we go.
over here in the beautiful city of El Chuco,
Oh, El Paso, bro.
El Paso, Texas.
There you go.
Beautiful city of El Paso. A few moments ago, we were at the mountain where the star. What is the name of the mountain?
The Franklin Mountains.
Franklin Mountains. It's a beautiful place. We took some pictures over there also. It's a beautiful city. El Paso is a beautiful city. So you guys are really lucky to live over here. You never know, Anthony.
I heard there's people wanting to go. I heard there's people coming over here. We're down the street. All right, friends. We will be moving location. We will be back here shortly. So stay tuned. We should be back probably in the next 15-20 minutes. Peace and love, everybody. And always your country first. We'll see you guys in a few. Bye-bye.